Okay, everyone, welcome back to the channel. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. But we're back on this old Pontiac. Anyways, I tidied up and regrouped and ready to rock. So I'll warn you guys right now, this video with the holiday break, it's going to be a little bit of a random video, just kind of bouncing around doing little things just because I don't have time. Well, I got time. I got a little bit of time to do stuff, but just nothing that's really start anything big. So what I think I'm going to do, what I started already, is I'm going to work on getting those door panels to fit nice, real nice, and I got the hardware to mount them, so I'll go ahead and do that, clean them up, get them kind of mounted. And first thing I did though was the door stop. So I'll show you guys on this one, because the driver door was there. Weirdly enough, the driver door is the one that was damaged with the hinges. Oh, and you can see I did tweak that a bit, so you can hear it doesn't do the opens nice. It doesn't do that when you open it. So, but you can see it's got the little door stop there, right down there. Well, the one for the other side, this one was good. The one for the other side was broke. So what I ended up doing was I just went ahead and welded that. That's where it was broke. It's broke right off there. So I went ahead and welded that quick. And that one's got the door panel kind of sitting on it. So the plan right now is to pop that door panel off, get this mounted in there properly, make sure everything's good, make sure I like it. And then, like I said, then I think I'm going to go ahead and start getting these door panels kind of mounted in there nice and permanent with the proper hardware. And I think I might try to get that wiring harness started to get in there. I'll get it mounted hopefully and get some wires strung here and there and everywhere. Hopefully we'll get to do that a little bit too. So let's get started with, I'll get that panel off that side. We'll see if we can get this mounted in there and then start fitting these door panels. Okay, let me show you this fellow that I got here tidied up. No big deal. Anyways, that's that guy down there. So now that's it. The door only opens that far. Like it should. If the person were to, and then it kind of just stays there. Anyways, pretty happy with that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take these panels. This is that panel. I'm going to get it on the bench here. So basically what I'm going to do for now is, let's get it up here safe and secure. Just going to go ahead and clean all these little edges everywhere where because I didn't fully finish some of this stuff. Anyways, just a little bit of this stuff I'm going to clean up, make it just the way I like it, all these little pieces with the sander and the grinder, and just make it as nice as I can. And then then I'll show you what I'm going to do to kind of finish this. And then we'll get it installed. I got some hardware too. I'll show you guys that in a minute. First things first, get these little bits and pieces here tidied up. All right, so try not to bark it up too much, but yeah. So basically, that's it. I got it all cleaned up, double checked where it fits and stuff. Just made sure the edges where it's contoured fits nice. The other thing I marked too is a couple spots where I cannot put mounting hardware because they line up. Well, this side lines up with the hinge. This side lines up with the latch, so I can't put from this side in those zones. I can't put hardware there, so that's okay. That's no problem. To just be hardware everywhere else. Now the way this one's going to mount the front, well, all of them, is going to sit in the tray in the bottom, so I don't have to put hardware across the bottom. It's just going to be hardware up the sides basically, because the top will be held by the window channel. That'll hold the top in. So yeah, so I think what I'm going to do now is I think I'm going to go ahead and mark out my holes, get my holes all ready for the mounting hardware. And then we'll clean this. I'll show you how I'm going to clean this panel up to make it ready to be mounted and how I want it to look. So let's go pick a good distance. For rivets, everything, I tend to I tend to lean towards 2 inches, which is what these rivets are spaced, all 2 inches. I don't know, I seem to like that. I seem it looks good. And I have I'll dig that out in a minute here. But yeah, the hardware. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, I think, pretty much. I'll mark out 2 inches, see how it works out, and we'll go from there. If it looks like it's going to work good, then we'll continue on. And 2 inches is what it's going to be. So I'm just going to go double check some stuff, and we'll see if that works. Okay, I got it held up in there and stuff, and I marked out a few things, but I've decided that 2 inches is going to be I'm going to keep with the theme. I'm going to keep with the theme of 2 inches. So, and then I put some tape here just to transfer the marks from the back to the front. So basically, I can't put any hardware in the tape zone. So that's okay. So what I'm going to start with is just getting this bottom corner piece. I also picked my drill bits here to make sure I got the right size. There's the screws there. Got them off Amazon. Got the little washers off Amazon too. I'm just going to pick what looks good in this corner because the corner's kind of big and wide. Ah! Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick the corner, see what looks good, and then we'll measure to go up the side to keep it, kind of centered in that step. And like I said, the bottom is going to be in the channel, which I don't know. I was pretty excited about that channel because that'll hold it really nice and sturdy, and it'll be okay. But it would look good. It actually would look good with the hardware around the bottom too. But I think it'll be nice with that channel, and it'll work. It'll work real well with the channel. So we'll stick with that, and then we're gonna go ahead and mark this and drill it. So this drill bit is gonna make just the big hole because this is not gonna get held. I like it right there. There's a decent mark. Oh my gosh. I should count right now how many times I'm going to drop these things throughout this process just for fun. But I'm at 2, I think, already. And I'm only on the first one. All right, I'm going with that. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and start there, 2 inches up, and all I'll do basically after that is I'll go 2 inches up. Every 2 inches I'll put one, but now this is 1 inch wide. Now it's kind of 1 inch to the top of the bend because the bend steps it over a little farther. So that's okay. Yeah. Either way, my point is we'll center it into that channel, and it'll look good. What I'm gonna do to make it a little more convenient is I'm gonna set my little machine here up at 2 inches, and then that'll give me and I can just give my space. Then I don't have to measure less. There we go. Then I can just hole. There's one. Two. Now I'll just center these babies. Sometimes you surprise yourself. I just eyeballed roughly when I mark them. I mean the 2 inches is correct, but surprise myself how many times I can eyeball, and it just, I don't know, it's just hard. You can hardly tell the difference once you measure. Like I said, I always say if it I mean, obviously some stuff it just plain matters if you're talking whatever, but if it looks good, almost always it is good. All right. So do the same up the other side. and then we'll drill some holes. It's always kind of scary because you got so much effort into making these things. You don't want to drill a hole where you don't need a hole. All right, so that's the bottom half. Now I just got to double check because the top half, I know I could put a piece or one real close to there, but then I just can't. I just got to be careful. I want it to line up nice with where the channel goes, which I believe is right about there, but I'm just going to double check that. Okay, so yeah, so I went ahead and just kind of measured, and turns out I just basically want one more there. And I can also, if I don't love the distance, I can kind of add one later. It's no big deal. So then I'm going to go ahead and drill some holes. I got a little tiny bit here just to see if I can use it to, yeah, just to pre-drill so it's easier to get them centered on my marks. So I'll just drill a bunch of holes, and then I'll show you how I'm going to clean this up, and then we'll get it mounted. Okay, so I got all them babies drilled. All I got to do is go behind and just clean up the little burrs and stuff, but that's no big deal. First things first, I'm going to show you how I'm going to try and finish this front end to make it look good. What I'm going to start by is taping off the checkered spots because I don't want to muck with that. I want to leave that exactly how it is. All right. Okay, so that's good enough. We'll go ahead and I'll get some Scotch-Brite. Let's get that just in case. Get some Scotch-Brite, and all I'm going to do is kind of buff it all. And it's similar to that other piece I showed you guys if you watched there last time, but what it kind of does is it just gives us more of a little bit of a satin finish. Plus, I kind of like how it leaves a little ring around the rivets, and then also too, it kind of cleans up any little marks I got and stuff. But we'll leave this so that it looks like it's just a different contrast. So we'll get some Scotch-Brite. Then you really just go crazy how you kind of like it. You can see already. I'll show you guys. I'll get it up close because I already am digging the look of it. Sure doesn't take much. Gotta get, if you have a mark, you just gotta get that off. And I'll keep the ends. It's gonna be a bit of a pain, but I'll keep feathering it out so that the ends look the same, scratching. So anyways, I'll show you guys up close here. See how it's kind of a little bit darker around the rivets because it left it. I just really like that look. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and just Scotch-Brite this whole guy. But you can see already that it's turning out quite nice. So let's do that. And that leaves that center, kind of leaves it alone. And it'll look good. Well, hopefully. And again, you just make sure you go the same. Like I said, it's just a pain, but go the same direction. And then the other thing is, I find with this too, I just got a few little marks to get rid of, but otherwise, really happy how it's turning out. The other reason I like to do this too is that way, if it's not too shiny, that way if you get a mark, a watermark, or you get a scratch, or you get whatever, you can just clean it up. You can just make it disappear. I mean, I guess you could, I suppose you could polish it too if you wanted. And then just, if you get a mark or something, just polish it out. But I don't know. I know personally, I drive these old vehicles and stuff, and I think this fella, he's going to drive it lots too. It's just going to be a cruiser, so you don't want anything that's you really got to worry about too much. That's pretty much it. It's pretty much all there is to it. So I'm going to peel this tape off. So I hope you guys can see that. I really like how it looks. Like I said, it just gives it I almost prefer the little bit of a satin finish. Plus, like I said, I like what it does around the rivets and stuff. So anyways, we'll go get this. I think we're ready. We can go get this one mounted in the car, see what it looks like. And then I got to do it 3 more times plus that little kick panel. And we'll have some good looking door panels. All right, so I got this baby set in there, and you can see, maybe you can't, but it's the door's got a curve. Well, most of them do anyways. But so what I got to do is, or what I'm going to do, is I'm going to start at the bottom, just work my way up to pull that curve into it. You can see it's even, I counted for that. You can see how it's tight on these, on the bottoms, because as that middle pulls in, it'll kind of pull it, kind of pull it down a little bit, because the curve is not as, a curve is a longer line than a straight line. So I have it where I want it as far as this way. So I can go ahead and start on each corner. I'll get those buttoned down. And I'll use a drill to run these in, but if you do, you have to be careful. It's obviously extremely easy to, yeah, see, I've already developed an issue there. Okay, we're gonna fix that in a minute. There we go. So I'm going to skip that bottom one. I got something going on there a little bit. I'll clean that up in a minute, but I'm just going to go ahead and do this one so that I have this thing secure, and then we'll figure that out. So I figured it out. So what I've decided to do is, for some reason, this inside, I might have to take this off to clean those ones up. That one I could still, because they're breaking. But so I think I'm using too small of a drill bit. That's what it is. That's my dilemma. So I'll use one size bigger, and it just won't be as aggressive pulling it in. But we'll get these two fixed up, and then we'll continue on. A dirty scoundrel. But we'll get it. That bottom one I'm going to have to try and see if I can drill that out. But yeah, shoot. Okay. Back in action. Okay. Okay, so I just there. Just went and got a screwdriver just so I get the feel for how tight I'm making these. So, but let's keep on trucking here. There we go. All right. Well, let's just keep on going. Now that I got the right size bit and everything, we're in pretty good shape. Okay, well, that's the gist of it. I'm just going to keep working my way up until it's all pinched in there, and we'll throw this cap on, the window trim, and we'll see how it looks. So far, so good. I think it's looking pretty good. And then this bottom thing, I'll just gently tap it to tighten it up and to just straighten it out a bit. But so far, so good. Looking good. I'll catch up with you guys once I get a bunch of these put in. All right, let me show you guys this what I got going on here. So I got this one door completely done. This one's ready to roll. So there you got it. I got the handles on, got the hardware finished up. Pretty happy how it turned out. I really like it. We got it all on the edge, tidied up. And the way that door was shaped and stuff, it was a little worrisome. Not really, but just a little bit. The way it's shaped and stuff, but really happy how it turned out. And you can see, we got the window cranking. Got a little cleaning up to do yet, but for this upper part, but we'll get that cleaned up. We got that little crank going on. Shut that baby. Put the deadbolt, and then we got our handle here for door. So, like I said, pretty happy how that's turning out. So now I just got to do that 3 more times. It takes a little bit of time, but it's kind of fun to do. I kind of enjoy doing that. So we'll do that 3 more times plus the kick panels, and we'll show you guys what we're after. Alrighty, I've been out here giving her. I didn't film much because it's just more of the same, getting these panels cleaned up and put on. So, but I got them whipped, so I'll show you guys here, so you can kind of see. Got the back ones, got the back one over there, front one, this fella here. We even got them little kick panels put in. But yeah, it's looking real tough. It's going to be I'll just shut these doors here. It's going to be a real cool, old car to rip around in. So that's what it kind of looks like. I have to do something in that center, but super happy how they're turning out. And by the center, I mean that. I'll do something there later on, but we got the panels here tidied up. Like I said, I'm about to pack it in for the evening, just because, like I said, I have been working lots here. It's just time-consuming job. So keep on plugging away, and we'll get this car. But anyways, that's it for tonight. I do have a little bit more I'll do tomorrow before I have to get this off to get edited and stuff. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Happy how it's turning out. It's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a tough car. But see you guys tomorrow. Back out in the garage here. Work on the old Pontiac still. I tidied up the last few things here with these doors and stuff, like I showed you guys. So what I'm doing today is I'm going to start putting this wiring harness in. I'm going to see if I can make sense of this baby. I don't know, should be okay. It's just it was just literally, honestly, a relatively cheap harness off Amazon. I don't know, the wire feels good and everything seems to be labeled pretty decently, so I think it'll be. And plus there's a book, so it should be good, hopefully. Anyways, so that's what I'm going to work on today. So that's the plan. Just tinker with this for a little while and see how much we can get put in there. If you guys watched before, I have inside on the dash, before I painted the firewall, underneath the dash I should say, I put a little plate in there that I'm going to basically attach this fuse panel to, and then we'll just start feeding the wires wherever they got to go from there. And well, hopefully it works out. I don't wiring is very tedious, very time consuming. Well, I mean, a lot of stuff on cars and stuff is, but wiring, I think it's one of them things where too you don't love it, so like it is what it is, but we'll get it in there. We'll get this car done one day, so hopefully. But let's get working on this. You can see I got it mounted up in there. That's right there. So it's going to be busy up in there, but that's okay. At least it'll be all, some of these wires I got to get tidied up too, but at least it'll be all nice and tidy out of the way. You won't see it, and it should work good, so then you shouldn't have an issue. So now it's all divided into sections. So I just read quick, but basically they're all from this, where you can see where the zip ties are. That's all the sections. So this would be like the dash section, and one of these would be, I'm not sure which one, but one will be the tail section, one will be the what it called the front section. So be like for under the hood and your headlights and all that stuff. So I'll just start pulling this stuff roughly to where I want it, looming it the way you want it, and the key is, I think, with wiring is to do it as neatly as you can, as neatly as you're capable of, I guess. But and then just keep it away from stuff, moving stuff, keep it, you know, away from something that might rub on, just all the kinds of stuff like that. So that's the plan. It's going to be long and boring and just kind of tedious, but we'll get it, and it'll be good. All right, we're starting to make heads and tails of this, get it sorted out here. So this big old one, that's the front end. So that goes to things like, I was just reading them a bit here, to your headlights, to, you know, you can read them there, your turn signals, all that kind of stuff. So that's what this one goes to the front. This one here goes to the rear. That guy goes to the rear. And what I did was the old wiring, I don't know if you can see it here, but there's a chunk of it. And I never wired a car before. I never really thought nothing of it, but it's actually kind of cool because cars, all the wiring's inside. Nothing goes outside, essentially. I mean, out the front, yes, but on trucks and stuff, usually you got to run the wiring down along the frame or something. But in this case, the wiring goes up through the car here. And what I did was I left those wirings there. So what I'll do is I'll when I get this all sorted, I'll just tape them together or something, and I'll use the old wire to pull it through and get it back to the trunk there for, you know, for your tail lights and your, I think I'll send the fuel one back that way and stuff too. So, but yeah, and for, you know, your license plate, like all that kind of stuff. So, but that's the plan. I'll tape it to the old ones here and we'll send it back that way. And then the front one, I'll start by shoving it, getting it out of the way, get this inside as tidied as I can, and we'll keep going. All right, so I went ahead and took the rear and I taped it all up nice, all the individual pieces, so that they don't snag on nothing. And I went ahead and taped it to, I'm already getting tangled here, but went ahead and taped it to the old harness, like I said, to tug it through. Now the other thing I noticed too, so this harness comes with a lot of extra stuff, like for instance, the rear has a third brake light wire and a backup light wire. I don't think I need them, but I am going to run them just in case something happens. They'll be there. They'll be in the back. There'll be no problem. And other little things I won't need either, as I noticed the front has for door locks and stuff like that. So I don't know how I'm going to terminate them yet or end them, just because who knows, maybe one day, I don't know. But anyways, there's a lot of stuff I'm probably not going to use, but that's okay. We'll for the back anyways, because like I said, might one day. So I'll see what happens here. We'll see if we can tug it through. I'll feed it. Now with this car too, I'll show you guys. Well, I will, but the dome light. Now this one, the dome light switch was on the pillar on the other side. Now this is probably going to end up being on the light switch or something now. So, but either way, I'll have to figure that out because there's some extra wires going for the dome light to get to the switch and stuff. But we'll worry about that when the time comes. All right, so we already got it coming out here. That's good. I think I'll just go ahead and pull it all to the middle, and then we'll worry about getting it out the back later on. There we go. And I'm not 100%. I'll fiddle with that up there to make sure I get it loomed against the firewall there nice. Put some clips and stuff to hold it, but that's roughly that. So I'll go ahead and back here and we'll finish pulling this back, and we'll have it, it'll be out of our way and kind of wired. All right, so you can see it just pokes right out of there. So now back here I can put it anywhere I want. Make it look tidy. For the tail, all I got to do is the tail lights and the license plate light. That's pretty much, oh sorry, and I guess, I always forget, but I guess also that has the fuel level sender and the one for the fuel pump as well. So hopefully that all just gets wired in as well. Now those I will have to send through the floor somewhere. I'll find a nice way to do that. But we'll get that handled, and then the rest will just loom up here back somewhere, make it look good. And I did go ahead and pull the front here as well. You can see all the way. So yeah, so they give you plenty of wire also. Now what I'm going to do with the front to keep it tidy is I'm going to run it. Well, I have to figure out which ones I want, but the fenders and everything, because the lights and everything are inside the fender anyways, up inside here, I am going to, right out of the firewall here, I am going to send them babies down through so they won't be inside here. There will be some, of course, for the engine stuff and for the alternator, you know, all that kind of stuff. So, but for the electric fan, all that kind of stuff, I'll send it down under through the fenders to keep it tidy. And then, of course, we're going to loom all this stuff to make it look, protect it and make it look good. So, okay, everyone, that's it for today. So, and actually, that's it for this video because I got distracted, started tidying up some stuff and doing a few things. But like I said, I got the wiring. That's kind of the dashy type stuff. Once you get it all separated, it doesn't. It becomes less and less ominous. Ominous? I don't know if that's the word I'm looking. I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for. Ominous. Ominous. Anyways, less scary. So I got the wires back here. These are the trunk. Well, not the trunk wires. These are the back wires. I showed you guys the front wires, and starting to look tighter. But and then, like I said, a few of these I certainly won't use. And the other thing this harness comes with, I'll show you guys, which is pretty handy, is there's the front ones, just kind of coiled up for now. Is it comes set up so that column that I got there is a Chevy style plugs for the ignition and the signals and all that kind of stuff. So, and then this kit comes with that style of plug. So this should just plug into the column, which will make that, that'll make that handy too. So it shouldn't be too bad. We'll get this baby wired. The other thing I did get distracted too, I'll show you guys. One thing I did quick is I had a bunch of extra of those. So my little truck here had a bunch of extra of those washers. So I went ahead and stuck them in here too because I like how they look. So that looks a little better. I am kind of jealous of those door panels. I think they look. I might have to rework these ones one day. I might have to pull these out and redo them or do something different with them because I think those ones look. Way tougher. But I had this old truck a long time and these panels for a long time. But like I said, maybe I'll have to redo them. Make them look a little tougher. But like I said, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll be back on this car next week again. Probably, mostly. Who knows what else, but we'll see. And see you guys next time.